Whether it's on the blue line or here at Veterans Stadium or here on the hardwood, wherever, Philadelphia has certainly proven to be a city of winners. I'm Jim Barniak, and I want to invite you to watch a special program. In the next half hour, we're going to look back on the teams and the individuals who have truly made Philadelphia a city of champions. The 76ers, the Flyers, the Phillies, and three special people, Julius Erving, Bobby Clarke, and Mike Schmidt. So stay tuned as PRISM presents a decade of Philadelphia sports legends. '76. Philadelphia was wrapped up in the celebration of its bicentennial, and its sports teams were equal to the fervor. Winning had become contagious, spreading from the Flyers, who had advanced to their third straight Stanley Cup finale, on to Danny Ozark's Phillies, who had captured their first National League East title. Then on to the 76ers, under Gene Shue, who reached the finals of the NBA championships. Suddenly, the pedestals were crowded with heroes. In all these 10 years, we've been privileged to watch three of the most dominant sports figures of our day, each in his own way a key contributor to the special events of the decade. There was the sheer tenacity of Bobby Clarke, the awesome raw talent of Mike Schmidt, and the unequaled flair of Julius Erving. Well, with their help, we're going to relive some of the memories. Beginning in 1976, when a man simply known as the Doc set up a shingle in our town. Usually, a city develops its own legends, but in this case, we inherited one. As a New Jersey net of the old ABA, Julius Erving was already something special.
Philadelphia had great potential and had just made the playoffs for the first time in a number of years, and had a friend of mine playing with them, George McGinnis, who had a great rivalry with in the ABA. And Philadelphia was also commutable because that year I had just purchased a house in New York and pretty much looked at Long Island as being a permanent residence.
Julius and his new teammates, most notably George McGinnis and Lloyd Free, quickly turned on Philadelphia basketball fans. From a viewer's standpoint, it might have been the most fun team of the decade to watch. The 76ers advanced to the championship finals, meeting Jack Ramsey's Portland Trailblazers. But the team-oriented Trailblazers spoiled the party. However, Erving and company provided hope for the near future. Soon it became apparent that the Flyers had an even bigger foe to conquer than the Canadians. The National Hockey League set out to toughen the rules and soften the Flyers' style.
Well, I thought the league made a terrible mistake. We were the biggest draw. We got more coverage from all the media than any of the other teams because of the way we played the game. And they did start bringing in rules to cut down on some of the stuff that went on. I don't really think that hurt our hockey club. I think we had a lot of talent on our hockey club. If it did anything, it sort of unified the team even more because now it was us against them again. And it may have helped us in some ways.
Far be it for the Phillies to lurk in the shadows. Inspired by their basketball and hockey counterparts, the Phils made the climb out of the doldrums the following summer, led by a future Hall of Famer who was settling in as one of baseball's all-time sluggers.
The biggest thing that happened to us at the beginning of 1976 was the game in Chicago. I'm not blowing my own horn here, but the 4-home run game in Chicago happened. I believe a 17-16 or 18-16 final score after being down by 8 or 9 runs early in the ball game, and the 4 home runs, and we won the ball game. And from that point on, we won 50 out of the next 63 ball games. I may be off 1 or 2 numbers, but I know it was an exceptional record from that point on, and went on to walk away with the divisional title in 1976.
By the late 70s, PRISM was delivering winners, though championships were much harder to come by. Age was creeping up on the Flyers. The Phillies, while best in National League East, ran into playoff roadblocks, as did the 76ers. Julius Erving had his best year in 1979, and new faces like Maurice Cheeks and Andrew Toney gave the team a fresh look. But it was the Los Angeles Lakers who proved to be the major obstacle. For the Flyers, Bernie Perrant suffered a career-ending injury. Rick McLeish established a team scoring record. Pat Quinn started a new era as head coach. And a young Brian Propp scored his first National Hockey League goal. The Phillies displayed legitimate all-stars like Schmidt, Larry Boa, Steve Carlton, and Bob Boone. Carlton became a 200-game winner in 1978. And Del Unser set a major league record when he hit 3 consecutive pinch hit home runs a year later. In 1980, Pat Quinn did a superb coaching job, getting the Flyers back into the Stanley Cup Finals, only to lose to the upstart New York Islanders in a series filled with controversy.
Well, it was really a tough series, and we were beat up pretty bad. Bob Daly was playing with his shoulder separated, and McElhargy was playing. And guys, we had 3 or 4 guys come up from Maine, and we were a pretty beat-up hockey club, but we really did play well. And they had an offside goal that they allowed, and then they had one we felt that Potvin hit too high over his shoulders. The Islanders would feel the other way, obviously. But again, they were a good, young, solid, well-coached hockey club. Both teams were similar, and just a break in a series like that, a break happens. So naturally, you're bitter at the time, but I think as you look back on it, you know, you're awful proud of that hockey club because they really did battle the whole way.
A PRISM viewer was quickly revived by our version of The Boys of Summer, 1980 style. And no boy so captivated us more that summer than Pete Rose. And what a summer for the Philadelphia sports fan, culminating in moments that Mike Schmidt treasures to this day as the highlight of an ongoing career flooded with highlights.
The game-winning RBI, jumping on Tug, the celebration after the game, staying up all night. We had a little baby daughter about 3 years old at the time, and going to the art museum the next morning, starting the parade, going through town, having the 6-7 million people in Philadelphia throwing confetti and waving and cheering, and stopping at the JFK Stadium over here and making a speech. And that is the highlight of my baseball career.
The early 80s produced milestones that will be forever treasured in our archives. Baseball, a game where statistics are as vital as a heartbeat, was at the forefront. In 1981, Steve Carlton notched his 3,000th career strikeout, and then rang up number 3,118 to set a new National League record. And then it was Pete Rose. He tied Stan Musial on the all-time National League hit list, and then passed him with career base hit number 3,631. Not since the earlier arrival of Pete Rose had one man's coming so stirred the sports community like that of Moses Malone. As the premier NBA rebounder and a powerful force inside to complement the Sixers' speed and slickness, Malone took the team over that final obstacle and to an NBA championship.
Even when we were 3-0 against the Lakers, because it had slipped away before, and we had been so sure on other occasions. I had been so sure on other occasions, particularly the year before. And, you know, I dared not say it was over until it was over. And then once it was over, I mean, it was like a tremendous relief. And, yes, it was a very, very happy time. And, you know, for more reasons than just winning.
When we come back, we'll watch Mike Schmidt pursue a milestone, and there'll be some exciting arrivals and some poignant departures, and a championship none of us were even expecting. All that and more right after this word from PRISM. It seemed like everywhere you turned, the athletes and sports teams performing on PRISM were either strongly contending for a title or defending one, and the numbers bear that out. The Flyers, 76ers, and Phillies from 1976 to 1986 have a combined winning percentage of over 63%. A special time, you bet, as super sports fan Mike Schmidt points out.
Well, that, I think in 76 through, well, we did get in the World Series in 1983, but 76 through 80, 81, 82, those were real strong years, and winning tradition all of a sudden took over Philadelphia. All the teams started to win for some reason. Maybe the Flyers were the reason, maybe the Phillies, I don't know, but the Eagles started to win and became a powerhouse in their division in football. The 76ers got Erving and Malone, and those were real big years in Philadelphia. We were a winning town, known throughout the country. No longer a losing town, no longer a town of booing and heartbreak when it came to professional athletics. We were a town, people that lived in this town were proud of their athletic teams and their players. And I was proud to be a part of that. Of course, right in the middle of that was 1980 with the Phillies winning the World Series, which probably is the greatest sports moment in Philadelphia history. Second to those, I'm sure, are the NBA championships and the Stanley Cup championships, and the Eagles being in the Super Bowl. But that block of 5 or 6 years right there throughout that decade was the big era in Philadelphia sports history.
The Phillies brought another World Series to Philadelphia in 1983, but the Baltimore Orioles proved to be too strong. Individually, Steve Carlton proved to be much too strong for National League hitters. His 83 year was an ongoing assault on the all-time strikeout record. He reached the 3,500 mark. Then passed the great Walter Johnson at 3,509. And even surpassed Nolan Ryan 13 Ks later to briefly lay claim to being the game's all-time strikeout master. Moses Malone continued along as the game's premier rebounder, but his team may have provided us with the shock of the last decade, losing to the New Jersey Nets in the first round of the playoffs. The Flyers, meanwhile, remained a team in contention, though very much a team in transition. The heroes of yesteryear kept reminding us that times were indeed changing. Bill Barber retired. It didn't seem possible. And then Bobby Clarke bid his farewell. Now that was really something, as these memories will attest.
Thank you. Please. totally overwhelmed by what's happened tonight, so please bear with me. To the Hartford Whalers, your organization, and Mr. Francis, Jack Evans, and the coaches and players of the Flyers, I have the total respect for every man who plays in this hockey league. I certainly am grateful for what you have given me tonight, and to all you players, the best of luck. Your encouragement and your support of myself and my teammates caused us to reach heights that none of us thought we would ever reach. I will cherish forever this evening, and if I had my choice, I'd love to do it over again.
We have marked our decade of winners with milestone arrivals, like a Julius Erving, a Pete Rose, a Moses Malone, a Mark Howe. Well, in 1984, there was one other.
Philadelphia 76ers select Charles Barkley of Auburn University. The round mound of rebound, tipping the scales, the latest at 300 pounds. He is one of the most exciting players to come out of college.
Big Five basketball has been another PRISM staple. And what a surprise in 1985 when our own Villanova Wildcats defeated Georgetown for the NCAA National Championship. When we come back, we'll take a look at two of the most recent legendary feats in Philadelphia sports history. Within a 24-hour span, two of our legends added to the rich lore of our city. Julius Erving went out in a flourish, reaching that 30,000-point milestone. Two of the Erving children waving their tuxedo jackets. There we go! Meantime, the game goes on. The game goes on. Nobody cares. And now we will have due ceremony. 30,000 points. He needed 36, and he got them all tonight. Jack, he said, what is going on here? Get me out of here. And Mike Schmidt hit home run number 500 the very next day. Without you, the greatest sports fans in America, or without our teams who have certainly shared a commitment to winning, PRISM would not be able to celebrate this 10th anniversary. And for that, we say thank you. And to steal a line from Bob Hope, thanks, too, for all the memories.
Great quality TV programming from cable TV. 1-800-TV Cable. You can call right now and take advantage of the special offer. Don't miss out.
That does it for today's adventure. If you're new here, please subscribe. Take it one step further and ring that notification bell. And if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a big old like and a thumbs up. It lets me know you care. I'll see you in the next video. Right on.